In the shadow of Hollywood, a secret team was building the impossible. Skunk Works, the most classified aircraft factory in history. Meet the SR-71 Blackbird, the fastest air-breathing plane ever built.
Designed to fly at Mach 3. That's faster than a rifle bullet. But to fly that fast, aluminum would melt like butter.
They needed titanium, and the only place to get it was the Soviet Union.
The CIA set up dummy corporations to buy the metal from the very enemy they wanted to spy on.
Titanium is incredibly hard to work with. It fights back.
Standard tools broke instantly. They had to invent new tools just to cut it. Production was a nightmare, but they refused to quit.
Every rib and spar was carved from solid metal.
Precision was key. At Mach 3, friction heat expands the airframe.
The skin is corrugated. It stretches as the plane grows 4 inches in flight due to heat.
On the ground, it's wrinkled. At speed, it becomes smooth. Genius engineering solved the thermal expansion problem.
The fuselage is a long fuel tank. There are no bladders.
The fuel sits directly against the skin. It leaks on the ground, but seals at heat. The sealant was one of the few things that could survive 600 degrees.
The fuselage itself generates lift. It rides its own shockwave.
The chines give the Blackbird its cobra-like appearance.
These edges reduce radar cross-section. The birth of stealth.
The massive delta wings provide stability at supersonic speeds. Bolted together to withstand immense G-forces.
The twin tails are canted inward to reduce radar visibility. The entire tail fin moves. It is an all-moving rudder.
Only 32 of these magnificent birds were ever built. The structure is ready. Now for the systems.
The landing gear uses special tires filled with nitrogen.
The tires are silver, infused with aluminum to stop them from melting.
The main gear must handle high-speed landings.
The empty nacelles wait for the most powerful engines of the era.
The inlet spike. It moves to control the shockwave.
It slows the air down from Mach 3 to subsonic before it hits the engine.
Aerodynamic perfection is required.
Miles of wiring must survive the oven-like heat.
Standard wires would melt. They used gold connectors.
Aerial refueling capability was mandatory.
The cockpit is a tiny freezer inside an oven.
The windows are quartz glass fused to the frame ultrasonically.
The female pilot sits in a titanium bathtub.
Ejection at Mach 3 is violent. The seat must be stable. The canopy must lock tight to hold pressurization.
The Silverbird, before it became black.
These bays will hold the massive spy cameras. Kelly Johnson demanded perfection.
It looks like it's moving 2,000 miles per hour just sitting there.
A shape that changed aviation forever.
The skeleton is done. Now for the heart.
Enter the J-58, the mighty heart of the Blackbird. A Turbo-Ramjet hybrid, part jet engine, part rocket.
These pipes bypass air around the core to feed the afterburner directly.
At Mach 3, the engine functions as a ramjet.
Moving the beast. Each engine generates 32,000 pounds of thrust.
The fit is tight. There is no room for error. Once installed, it becomes part of the airframe.
Locked down, ready to push the limits of physics.
The massive afterburner nozzle.
These doors open to feed more air to the hungry engine. The brain of the Blackbird was analog.
The R2-D2 Star Tracker. It navigates by looking at the stars, day or night.
Before GPS, this was the most accurate navigation system on Earth.
A steam gauge cockpit. Hundreds of dials to monitor.
The Mach meter, the most important instrument.
Throttles, controlling the raw power.
The ejection seat, designed to save the pilot at 80,000 feet.
Leg restraints snap the pilot's legs back so they don't get severed during ejection.
The mission payload. Cameras that can read a license plate from space. Miles of high-resolution film. The optical bar camera sweeps the horizon. Hydraulic check. The controls are heavy and precise. Special hydraulic fluid was invented just for this plane.
The machine is mechanically complete.
Now, to turn the Silverbird into the Blackbird.
Iron ball paint. Infused with microscopic iron spheres.
The black paint absorbs heat and radar waves.
Painting it black reduced the skin temperature by radiating heat.
The iconic look is born.
The Blackbird, a shadow in the sky.
Safety markings applied.
Tail number 972, ready for duty.
Radar waves hit the iron paint and get trapped.
The pilots arrive. They look like astronauts.
To fly at 80,000 feet, you need a spacesuit.
Man and machine are united.
Strapping into the rocket.
Life support connected.
The view from the office.
Sealed in.
Nighttime. The best time for secrets.
Engine start requires a chemical shot of TEV.
The signature green flash of ignition.
The J-58s roar to life.
Rolling out.
The Blackbird enters the runway.
It leaks fuel on the ground. It seals up in the air.
Flight controls free and correct. Throttles to full AB.
Ignition! The ground shakes!
Acceleration is brutal. Airborne, leaving the Earth behind. Climbing to the edge of space. Mach 3, 3 times the speed of sound.
The friction is so intense, the metal glows red.
The spikes retract. Ramjet mode engaged. 80,000 feet. The sky turns black.
The highest and fastest any human has flown.
Untouchable. Missiles can't catch it.
Cameras rolling. Intelligence gathered.
Fuel burns fast at Mach 3.
Descending for fuel.
Straight downwind, target extension of Alfred's training repression of the Get and Nota, reported in
Aerial refueling. The lifeline.
Drinking JP7 fuel.
position.
Gone in a flash.
Just outrun it.
Chasing the sun.
Los Angeles to Washington in 64 minutes.
Gear down.
Touchdown, touchdown, down. Drag chute deployed.
Braking from 200 miles per hour.
The metal clicks as it cools down.
Mission complete.
Another record broken.
Forged in secret.
Dot powered by fire.
Cloaked in shadow.
The Blackbird remains the king of speed.
A legend that will never die.
Mach 3.3 plus.
$85,000 feet. Retired, but undefeated.
Skunk works magic.
We did the impossible.
The Blackbird.
Engineering perfection.
Titanium wonder.
The few who flew it.
Subscribe for the next episode, Nuclear Icebreaker.
Don't miss it.
Smash that subscribe button.
See you next time.